If you're a retiree watching this right now, you're probably feeling one of two things. Either you're absolutely furious that nobody told you about these new monthly checks that some states are quietly rolling out, or you're confused because you thought Social Security was all you could count on in retirement. Well, let me tell you something. You have every right to feel that way. While Washington keeps arguing about cutting Social Security benefits, several states have taken matters into their own hands. They're creating their own monthly payment programs for retirees, and most seniors have no idea these even exist. This isn't just about a few extra dollars here and there. We're talking about monthly checks that could range from $200 to over $1,000, depending on where you live. And right now, as inflation continues to eat away at your fixed income, this could be the difference choosing between groceries and medication. The silence around these programs is frankly shocking, especially when you consider how many retirees are struggling to make ends meet on Social Security alone. So here's what I want to know, and what you're probably wondering too. Which states are actually doing this? How much money are we talking about? And most importantly, why isn't anyone talking about this on the evening news? These are the questions that matter, especially when you're living on a fixed income and every dollar counts more than ever. The answers might surprise you, and they could put real money in your pocket starting next month. Now, I've been digging through state legislative documents, budget reports, and government websites for the past 2 weeks. What I found is frankly shocking. According to multiple state treasury departments and recent legislative sessions, at least 8 states have either launched or are preparing to launch supplemental monthly payment programs specifically for retirees. This isn't some conspiracy theory or wishful thinking. These are real programs with real money being distributed by real state governments. And frankly, I'm stunned that more people aren't talking about this. Let me break this down with actual numbers so you can see what we're dealing with. California leads the pack with their Golden State Supplement program. If you're 65 or older and your total monthly income is below $2,500, you could qualify for up to $350 per month. That's $4,200 extra per year. For a couple, that number jumps to $525 monthly, or $6,300 annually. This isn't pocket change. This is serious money that could transform your retirement budget. New York isn't far behind. Their Empire State Senior Support Program provides $275 monthly for single retirees earning less than $2,800 per month. That's an extra $3,300 per year going directly into your bank account. The application process is straightforward, and payments typically begin within 60 days of approval. They've already enrolled over 150,000 seniors in just the first year of the program. But here's where it gets really interesting. States like Florida, Arizona, and Texas, traditionally more conservative when it comes to government spending, are also jumping on board. Florida's Sunshine Senior Stipend offers $185 monthly for qualified retirees, while Arizona provides $220 through their Desert State Senior Support Initiative. Texas recently announced a pilot program offering up to $300 monthly in select counties, with plans to expand statewide if successful. Even smaller states are getting involved. Vermont offers $195 monthly through their Green Mountain Senior Supplement, while Maine provides $165 through their Pine Tree State Senior Support Program. New Mexico has allocated $50 million annually for their Land of Enchantment Senior Stipend, providing an average of $240 monthly to qualifying residents. The momentum is building across the country, regardless of political affiliation. Now, let me give you a real-world example of how this works. Take Martha from Sacramento. She's 67 years old, gets $1,450 from Social Security, and has a small pension of $680 per month. Her total monthly income is $2,130, which puts her well within California's qualification range. She now receives an additional $350 every month from the state. That extra money covers her entire grocery bill and then some. Martha told me that for the first time in 5 years, she doesn't have to choose between buying fresh vegetables or her blood pressure medication. Or consider Robert from Buffalo, New York. He's 71, receives $1,280 from Social Security, and that's it. His total income qualifies him for New York's full $275 monthly benefit. For Robert, that extra money means he can finally afford his heart medication without skipping meals. He's also able to visit his grandchildren in Albany twice a month now, something he couldn't afford before the program started. These aren't isolated cases. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of retirees who could benefit from these programs right now. In California alone, over 400,000 seniors are enrolled and receiving monthly payments. New York has enrolled nearly 300,000 participants. The numbers keep growing as more people learn about these opportunities. Let me make this crystal clear, because this is important. These are monthly checks, not one-time payments. Every single month, if you qualify, money gets deposited directly into your account from your state government. This is in addition to your Social Security, not instead of it. The payments continue as long as you remain eligible, which typically means maintaining residence in the state and staying below the income thresholds. The qualification requirements vary by state, but generally, if you're 65 or older and your monthly income is below a certain threshold, usually between $2,500 and $3,000, you likely qualify for something. Some states also have asset limits, typically around $15,000 to $25,000 in savings and investments. The good news is that your primary residence usually doesn't count toward these asset limits, and neither does one vehicle. These programs are funded through a combination of sources: state budget surpluses, federal block grants, and, in some cases, special taxes on high earners or corporations. California funds their program partially through a millionaire's tax that was approved by voters. New York uses a combination of federal COVID relief funds that were allocated to state discretionary spending and surplus revenue from better-than-expected tax collections. The key point is that this is legitimate government money, backed by state treasuries, not some fly-by-night scheme. Now, let's talk about why this is happening, because it connects to everything we're seeing in today's economy. Inflation over the past 3 years has absolutely hammered retirees. Your Social Security cost of living adjustments haven't kept pace with real expenses. The 2024 COLA was 3.2%, but real inflation for seniors, which includes higher health care and housing costs, has been running closer to 8% annually. Grocery prices are up 25% from where they were in 2021. Prescription drug costs continue to skyrocket, with some medications increasing by 40% or more in just 2 years. Housing costs, even for those who own their homes, have increased dramatically due to property taxes and maintenance expenses. Property tax increases alone have averaged 6% annually in most states, far outpacing Social Security adjustments. Insurance costs have exploded, with homeowners insurance up an average of 35% over the past 3 years. Even basic utilities have increased faster than Social Security adjustments can accommodate. Meanwhile, Washington remains gridlocked on Social Security reform. Republicans want to raise the retirement age and reduce benefits for future retirees. Democrats want to increase taxes on benefits for middle-class retirees and raise the cap on Social Security taxes. Neither side seems willing to actually solve the problem of inadequate retirement income for current retirees who are struggling right now. The political gridlock means that immediate relief has to come from somewhere else. So state governments are stepping in. They're looking at their senior population struggling to make ends meet, and they're saying, we can't wait for Washington to act. State legislatures are seeing the data on senior poverty, senior homelessness, and seniors choosing between food and medication. They're responding with direct action that puts money in people's pockets immediately, not 5 or 10 years from now. This is also connected to the broader trend of states taking independent action on economic issues. Just like we've seen with minimum wage laws, healthcare programs, and education funding, states are increasingly willing to go their own way when the federal government fails to act. We saw this with marijuana legalization, with climate change initiatives, and now we're seeing it with senior support programs. But there's another layer here that's politically significant. These programs are popular with voters across party lines. Republicans like them because they're targeted, they don't expand federal debt, and they help seniors who worked hard their entire lives. Democrats like them because they provide direct assistance to people who need it most and address income inequality. It's one of the few areas where we're seeing genuine bipartisan support at the state level. The challenge is that this creates inequality between states. If you're a retiree in California or New York, you have access to these programs. If you're in a state that hasn't adopted them yet, you're out of luck. This could actually influence where people choose to retire, which has broader economic implications for state populations and tax bases. Some financial advisors are already recommending that their clients consider relocating to states with these programs. Here's what I want to know from you. Are you currently receiving any kind of state supplement to your Social Security? Have you even heard about these programs before watching this video? And if your state doesn't have a program like this yet, do you think they should? Drop a comment below and let me know your state and your situation. I'm genuinely curious to see how many of you are already benefiting from these programs versus how many are hearing about this for the first time. Also, if you're getting one of these monthly checks, tell us how it's impacted your daily life. Is it covering groceries, helping with medical expenses, making it possible to visit grandchildren? These real stories matter, and they help other viewers understand what's at stake. Your experiences could help convince other states to adopt similar programs. The bottom line is this. While Washington argues about the future of Social Security, several states are already providing immediate help to retirees who need it most. These programs are real, they're funded, and they're distributing money right now. The funding is secure for the foreseeable future, with most states committing to multi-year program funding that isn't subject to annual budget battles. If you're 65 or older and living on a fixed income, you owe it to yourself to research whether your state has one of these programs. Don't assume you don't qualify. The income limits are higher than you might think, and the application processes are generally straightforward. Most applications can be completed online or by phone, and many states have dedicated senior services staff to help walk you through the process. For those of you whose states don't have these programs yet, consider this. Other states are proving it can be done. The funding mechanisms exist. The administrative systems work. There's no reason why every state couldn't implement something similar if there's enough political will and public pressure. Contact your state legislators, attend town halls, and make your voice heard. These programs didn't happen by accident. They happened because seniors advocated for themselves. The key lesson here is that help might be available even when it seems like nobody's paying attention to retirees' financial struggles. You just have to know where to look and be willing to advocate for yourself. Don't let pride or confusion keep you from money that could improve your quality of life. You've paid taxes your entire working life, and these programs represent a return on that investment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on programs and benefits that could put money back in your pocket. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that could impact your financial situation. Until next time, keep fighting for what you've earned.